20 countries, one video. And only one can claim the title of best place to live on Earth. We're ranking the world's top nations based on quality of life, safety, economy, healthcare, freedom, happiness, and of course, my totally professional, definitely unbiased opinion.
3, 2, 1.
Let's find out who's living the dream. Number 20, Italy. Italy is one giant open-air museum, with better food, louder conversations, and drivers who treat traffic laws like polite suggestions. You'll eat like royalty, live surrounded by centuries of art, and battle bureaucracy like it's a national sport. Survive one day of Roman traffic and you've earned the right to demand extra foam on your espresso. Beyond the chaos, Italy offers a rhythm of life that feels effortlessly romantic. Slow mornings, sun-drenched afternoons, and evenings filled with food that tastes like someone's grandmother made it from memory. From the rolling vineyards of Tuscany to the pastel cliffside villages of the Amalfi Coast, every region feels like a different painting, one you get to live inside. Sure, things can be disorganized, noisy, and passionately dramatic, but that's part of the charm. Italy doesn't ask you to be perfect, only to enjoy life a little more loudly. Whether you're sipping wine in a tiny piazza or getting lost in Renaissance alleyways, Italy makes the ordinary feel cinematic, like life is happening in widescreen. Number 19, Spain. In Spain, stress takes a siesta, schedules are suggestions, and life moves at the speed of sunshine. With endless beaches, warm weather, and tapas that magically refill every time you blink, Spain is basically the definition of work-life balance done right. Unemployment is high, yes, but locals treat it less like a crisis and more like an extended coffee break, preferably on a terrace with good company. Spain's cities feel alive in a way that's hard to describe. Barcelona mixes modernism with beach-town energy, while Madrid thrives on late-night conversations, loud laughter, and cafes that seem to never close. Venture south and you'll find Andalusia, where flamenco dancers stomp fire into the floor and every building looks kissed by golden light. Life here isn't rushed, it's savored. Spaniards don't just eat meals, they turn them into social events, stretching a simple lunch into a slow, joyful ritual lasting hours. Whether you're wandering medieval alleys listening to street musicians or watching the sky turn pink over the Mediterranean, Spain makes you forget the clock and remember how to live. Number 18, France. Welcome to France, land of croissants, culture, and nationwide protests that feel strangely well organized. The healthcare is excellent, the education system is world-class, and the food tastes like the universe was designed by a chef. The French have mastered the art of living well, long lunches, deep conversations, and a level of confidence that makes even ordering coffee feel elegant. Paris may be crowded and dramatic, but it remains a cultural engine. Museums that take days to explore, bakeries that tempt every corner, and architecture that feels like poetry carved in stone. Beyond the capital, the rest of France reveals a calmer beauty. Lavender fields in Provence, snowy peaks in the Alps, and quiet villages where time seems to slow to a gentle stroll. The country balances elegance with everyday rebellion, a place where people appreciate fine wine but will loudly critique a minor inconvenience with equal passion. In the end, France doesn't try to impress you, it simply lives the way it wants, and somehow that quiet confidence becomes its most irresistible charm. Number 17, Portugal. Portugal is Europe's best-kept secret, warm, affordable, remarkably safe, and stunning from north to south. Lisbon and Porto feel like postcards come to life, tiled facades, narrow hills, and trams that look like they're posing for photos even when they're late. Locals are friendly in a quiet, genuine way. They'll help you without making a big show of it, the kind of kindness that stays with you long after you've left. Wages are low compared to Western Europe, but the pace of life is generous, sunny days, slow meals, and a cost of living that still feels human. Head to the Algarve and you'll find cliffs carved by wind and time, beaches glowing gold at sunset, and fishing towns where life moves with the tide. Inland regions offer something different, cork forests, ancient castles, and villages where evenings are so quiet you can hear your own footsteps echo. Portugal blends humility with beauty in a way few countries can. It doesn't overwhelm you, it grows on you slowly, like warm light filling a room. Number 16, Singapore. Singapore is the cleanest, most efficient city on the planet. A place where trains glide in on time, streets shine, and rules seem to operate with machine-like precision. It's futuristic without feeling cold. lush gardens woven between skyscrapers, quiet paths surrounded by towering glass, and a sense of order that makes everyday life astonishingly smooth. Safety is practically guaranteed. You can walk at midnight through spotless streets, and the only thing you might fear is getting fined for something you didn't know was illegal. Opportunities are abundant, especially for those who thrive in competitive environments. But with the pressure comes reward: high salaries, strong public services, and a lifestyle built for ambition. Still, Singapore has a softer side: hawker centers filled with steam and aroma, quiet neighborhoods where life slows down, and cultural layers shaped by generations of immigrants. It's a place where tradition coexists with cutting-edge technology. Temples beside tech hubs, old markets next to glowing malls, and communities that feel both global and deeply rooted. Singapore doesn't persuade you with grand gestures. It wins you over slowly, through comfort, reliability, and the feeling that everything simply works the way it should. Number 15, Germany. If precision were a personality, it would be German. Everything here runs on schedule: trains, recycling systems, appointments, even casual hangouts. Germany's economy is strong, its infrastructure meticulous, and the sense of order makes daily life feel stable in a way few countries can match. But step beyond the stereotypes and you'll find a softer rhythm. Beer gardens buzzing at sunset, forests stretching endlessly, and cities where modern design blends seamlessly with history. Germans value quality deeply, in engineering, in education, and even in leisure. A simple walk becomes purposeful, a conversation becomes thoughtful, and a weekend trip feels almost curated. Yes, the weather can be gray and bureaucracy occasionally tests your patience, but the rewards are substantial: safety, efficiency, and an environment built to help you succeed. Many cities surprise newcomers: Munich's coziness, Hamburg's maritime charm, Berlin's creative chaos, each one showing a different shade of what it means to live well the German way. Germany might not shout for your attention, but it earns your respect with consistency, a quiet confidence that comes from a country that knows exactly who it is. Number 14, Ireland. Ireland is a country where green isn't just a color, it's a personality. Hills roll like waves, rain comes and goes without warning, and the landscape feels alive, shifting mood with every passing cloud. The Irish are famously warm, armed with sharp wit and a sense of humor that can turn even gloomy weather into a shared joke. You'll find pubs that feel like living rooms, complete with live music, laughter, and strangers who greet you like an old friend. Housing can be expensive, but the sense of community is strong. Neighbors look out for each other, conversations start easily, and kindness is woven into daily interactions. Outside the cities, Ireland's rural beauty offers a different charm. Ancient stone walls, quiet villages, sheep wandering roadside fields, and coastlines carved by centuries of wind and sea. Dublin brings energy and culture, Galway brings art and music, and the countryside brings calm, like three personalities living in perfect harmony. Ireland doesn't overwhelm you. Instead, it surrounds you with warmth, the kind that stays long after the rain clears. Number 13, Japan. Japan is where the past and the future share the same street, and somehow it feels perfectly natural. Bullet trains glide at impossible speeds while ancient temples sit quietly beneath cherry blossoms, reminding you that innovation and tradition aren't opposites here, they're partners. Streets are immaculate, convenience stores are mini-universes, and vending machines appear in places where you'd swear no human has ever walked. Politeness is embedded into daily life: bows, soft voices, and an unspoken agreement to respect shared space. But beneath that calm surface is a fast-paced society fueled by discipline, efficiency, and quiet determination. Work culture can be intense, but the rewards are tangible: world-class public transport, remarkable safety, and a level of order that makes even chaotic days feel manageable. And when Japan relaxes, it does so beautifully: steaming bowls of ramen on cold nights, countryside onsens surrounded by misty hills, and festivals glowing with lantern light. The country blends serenity with intensity in a way that feels uniquely its own, offering a daily life that's both structured and quietly poetic. Number 12, the Netherlands. The Netherlands is a country that seems to have negotiated a long-term peace treaty with water half land, half sea, fully determined to stay afloat through sheer engineering brilliance. Bikes are the true rulers here. They outnumber cars, people, and possibly common sense, but they create a rhythm of life that feels calm, practical, and unmistakably Dutch. Canals weave through cities like quiet veins, reflecting tilted houses and glowing windows that make even rainy evenings look cozy. Dutch society prides itself on equality, direct communication, and a sense of freedom that encourages people to be exactly who they are without fuss or pretense. Everyone speaks English so well that you might forget it's not the first language here, and daily life feels remarkably effortless thanks to smooth transport, safe streets, and a relaxed urban design. The weather may test your patience, but the charm persists from tulip fields that look painted by hand to neighborhoods built like tidy storybooks. The Netherlands doesn't try to impress with grandeur, it wins people over with balance, a lifestyle shaped by practicality, gentleness, and a quiet sense of harmony. Number 11. New Zealand. New Zealand feels like a country designed by someone who wanted peace, space, and scenery that borders on unbelievable. Mountains rise like painted backdrops, beaches curve gently along quiet coasts, and lakes shimmer with a clarity that makes the whole place feel untouched. Life moves at a gentle pace. People greet you with easy warmth, and even in big cities, the atmosphere feels unhurried, as if the whole country collectively agreed to take a deep breath. Crime is low, trust is high, and the sense of safety is so strong that you might forget to lock your door and nobody would think you're reckless for it. Outdoor life isn't just a hobby here, it's a way of being. Hiking trails cut through forests of silver ferns, surf spots glow in morning light, and even a simple drive feels like a scenic journey curated by nature. New Zealand embraces simplicity, not because it lacks sophistication, but because it has nothing to prove. Its strength lies in calm confidence, a quiet assurance that life can be full without being loud. It's the kind of place where beauty feels close, community feels sincere, and every day carries a quiet reminder that the world is bigger and kinder than we sometimes remember. Number 10. South Korea. South Korea feels like a country permanently set to fast forward. Wi-Fi everywhere, neon streets glowing late into the night, and a culture that moves with the urgency of someone who has 3 deadlines by lunchtime. It's modern, clean, and astonishingly efficient. Trains arrive with precision, food delivery borders on supernatural, and convenience stores are practically tiny survival hubs. Work culture can be demanding, but the energy of the cities, especially Seoul, creates a sense of possibility that keeps people pushing forward. At the same time, South Korea nurtures tradition. Quiet temples on forested hills, tea houses tucked into old neighborhoods, and rituals that have endured through centuries of change. Food is a world of its own, kimchi in 100 variations, late-night barbecue, steaming bowls of soup in winter, and street snacks that feel like they were engineered for happiness. Safety is exceptional, public services are strong, and the collective dedication to improvement gives daily life a sense of momentum few countries can match. South Korea combines drive and discipline with warmth and hospitality, shaping a lifestyle that's intense but undeniably inspiring. Number 9. Canada. Canada feels like the world's polite older sibling, steady, considerate, and always ready with an apology, even when nothing went wrong. But beneath the jokes about kindness lies a country built on stability and sweeping natural beauty. Its cities are clean and organized, shaped by multicultural communities that blend seamlessly into daily life. Toronto hums with global energy, Vancouver balances mountains and ocean in a way that feels unreal, and Montreal thrives on creativity and character. Nature is everywhere, forests, lakes, and national parks that feel endless. Even a short drive can bring you face to face with scenery, so vast it reminds you how small and temporary human worries really are. Winters can be brutal, but Canadians handle the cold with good humor, skating on frozen ponds, drinking hot chocolate, and greeting storms like familiar guests. Public services are reliable, healthcare is accessible, and everyday interactions carry an ease that makes even large cities feel welcoming. Canada doesn't rely on flash or spectacle, its appeal comes from balance. Modern but calm, vast yet intimate, and quietly confident in a way that earns lasting respect. Number 8. Sweden. Sweden feels like a country designed by someone who loves order, nature, and minimalist beauty, a place where everything has its purpose, yet nothing screams for attention. Equality is woven deeply into society. People trust one another, public institutions function smoothly, and the social safety net is so strong it feels almost invisible because it works so well. Sweden's cities blend modern design with quiet charm. Stockholm spreads across islands linked by clean waterways, while Gothenburg offers cozy streets and a softer, more relaxed energy. Winters are long and dark, but the Swedes meet them with rituals of comfort, candles glowing in windows, warm pastries, and gatherings that make the cold feel like part of the tradition. Nature is never far. Forests, lakes, and vast stretches of untouched land allow a quiet escape from busier days, reinforcing a lifestyle built on balance. Sweden can feel reserved at first, but beneath that calm surface is a deep appreciation for quality in craftsmanship, relationships, and the everyday moments people take time to enjoy. Its quiet confidence doesn't demand notice. It simply exists, steady and reassuring, offering a kind of peace that grows the longer you stay. Number 7. Denmark. Denmark consistently ranks among the happiest nations on Earth, and it doesn't take long to understand why. Life here feels steady. Bikes gliding over flat streets, calm conversations in warm cafes, and a social structure built around trust. Trust in people, trust in systems, and trust that everyone contributes to the common good. Free education and healthcare aren't political slogans. They're foundational principles that shape daily life. People grow up knowing they are supported, and that security creates an ease that's unique to the Danish way of living. Copenhagen blends modern design with old-world charm, sleek architecture alongside colorful waterfront houses, while smaller towns offer quiet streets and a slower rhythm that feels almost meditative. Yes, taxes are high, but Danes view them less as a burden and more as a subscription to a society that actually works. Clean spaces, efficient services, and a sense of fairness that shapes how people treat each other. Even with gray weather and long winters, Denmark finds warmth through hygge, a cozy atmosphere that turns ordinary moments into small comforts, whether through candlelight, shared meals, or simply slowing down. Denmark doesn't rely on grandeur, its strength lies in balance, a daily life built on trust, equality, and a quiet steadiness that makes happiness feel not like a gift, but a natural result. Number 6. Iceland. Iceland feels like a country shaped directly by the Earth's imagination, a place where fire and ice coexist, where landscapes shift from black volcanic fields to glowing blue hot springs within minutes. With a tiny population and almost non-existent crime, life here feels disarmingly safe. People leave their doors unlocked, kids walk home alone, and strangers greet each other as if the whole country were one familiar neighborhood. Nature dominates everything. Waterfalls roaring off cliffs, glaciers stretching across silent valleys, and geysers erupting like the earth is speaking in bursts of steam. The weather can be unpredictable, sun, rain, wind, and snow sometimes in the same hour, but Icelanders adapt with a resilience that seems woven into their DNA. Despite the harsh environment, the lifestyle is calm and grounded. Renewable energy powers the nation, public services are reliable, and the community spirit is strong enough to make even remote towns feel connected. Iceland doesn't rely on spectacle, it is the spectacle, offering a sense of scale and serenity that reminds you how powerful and peaceful the natural world can be. Number 5. Finland. Finland is quiet in a way most countries never are, not empty but calm, as if the entire nation breathes a little slower. Forests cover most of the land, lakes scatter like pieces of sky on the ground, and the air feels so clean it almost startles you. Consistently ranked among the happiest places on Earth, Finland's secret isn't constant joy but stability, a sense that life doesn't need to be dramatic to be fulfilling. Education is world-class, healthcare is reliable, and corruption is so rare it feels like a myth. People trust the system because the system earns it day after day. Work-life balance isn't a trend but an expectation. Even in busy cities, there's space in parks, in schedules, and in the way people speak to one another without rushing. And then there's the sauna, practically a national symbol. It's not just about heat. It's about disconnecting, slowing down, and sharing quiet moments that say more than conversation ever could. Finland doesn't demand your admiration. It simply shows that peace, honesty, and space to breathe can create a life far richer than constant noise ever could. Number 4. Australia. Australia feels like a country built on sunlight, bright, wide, and endlessly open. Its cities stretch along the coastlines like long invitations to the ocean, each one blending modern living with that relaxed rhythm Australians carry so naturally. Wages are strong, opportunities are plenty, and everyday life feels refreshingly straightforward. Good weather, outdoor culture, and a sense that work supports life, not the other way around. Nature here borders on unbelievable. Beaches so clear they look edited, deserts glowing under endless sky, and forests humming with wildlife found nowhere else on Earth. Even the cities match this diversity, Sydney with its iconic harbour, Melbourne bursting with art and culture, and Brisbane offering a warm, easygoing charm that makes time feel slower. The wildlife may be famous for being intimidating, but Australians approach it with humour and practicality, a mix that sums up their spirit better than any stereotype. Healthcare is strong, safety is high, and the social atmosphere is relaxed without losing ambition. Australia feels confident, capable, and grounded, a place where quality of life isn't a luxury but an expectation. Number 3 is Norway. Norway looks like it was built by nature on its best day, mountains rising in sharp silhouettes, fjords carved like masterpieces, and water so clear it reflects the sky without effort. It's dramatic without trying, peaceful without silence, and grand without being overwhelming. With free education, high wages, and a social system that actually delivers on its promises, Norway sets a high bar for what a functional society can look like. Crime is rare, trust is high, and even in cities, people carry an ease that seems to come from knowing their needs are met and their future is secure. Norway embraces nature not as a weekend activity but as a way of life. Hiking trails, mountain cabins, skiing routes, and open landscapes give people a constant sense of freedom and space that nurtures the mind as much as the body. The winters are long and dark, but the Norwegians meet them with resilience, warm interiors, shared meals, and traditions that make even cold nights feel welcoming. Norway doesn't rely on extravagance to shine. Its strength is a quiet confidence built on fairness, stability, and a deep connection to the land it calls home. Number 2, Switzerland. Switzerland feels almost unreal, a country where precision, calm, and natural beauty merge so seamlessly that daily life starts to resemble a perfectly balanced equation. Trains run on time with near-ceremonial consistency, streets are spotless, and even the air feels like it's been filtered for clarity. High salaries and world-class infrastructure make life feel stable, while lakes and mountains create a backdrop so stunning it's hard to believe people actually get to live there. Cities like Zurich and Geneva feel polished and efficient, but venture into smaller towns and you'll find wooden chalets, peaceful valleys, and a quiet way of living that hasn't changed for generations. Switzerland excels in discretion. People value privacy, respect boundaries, and take pride in doing things properly rather than loudly. Public services are dependable, healthcare is exceptional, and the sense of safety is so strong that walking alone at night feels almost meditative. Switzerland doesn't rely on spectacle or grand gestures. Its beauty lies in consistency, a harmony between people, nature, and structure that makes daily life feel both steady and quietly luxurious. Number 1, Austria. Austria feels like a country crafted with precision and care, a place where grand alpine landscapes meet cities that run with remarkable calm and order. Snow-tipped mountains rise behind villages that look almost too picturesque to be real, and even the air seems cleaner, as if filtered through centuries of quiet tradition. Vienna stands as one of Europe's most elegant capitals, imperial architecture, world-class music halls, cafes that treat coffee like heritage, and streets so orderly they feel almost curated. Beyond the capital, life moves at a gentle pace. Salzburg's Baroque charm, Innsbruck wrapped in alpine scenery, and small towns where traditions are kept not out of obligation but out of pride. Public transport is reliable, healthcare strong, education high quality, and safety so consistent that people treat it like an unspoken certainty. Austrians value balance, culture and nature, work and leisure, personal space and community spirit, everything coexisting without friction. And this balance shapes a lifestyle that feels quietly refined. Austria doesn't try to impress with size or spectacle. It convinces you through consistency, a steady elegance, a deep sense of order, and a quality of life that feels effortlessly complete. And there you have it, the 20 best countries to live in on Earth. From Europe's order to Asia's innovation to Oceania's peace, these nations prove one thing: happiness isn't about luxury, it's about balance, trust, and good coffee. So where would you move tomorrow? Drop your pick in the comments, and hit like if you want me to rank the 20 worst countries to live in next. Until then, stay curious, stay kind, and maybe move to Austria.